Good Monday morning. Thanks for joining us on Kare 11 News Now. I'm Alicia Lewis. Right now, we're working to learn more details about the second deadly boating incident in Wisconsin so far just this month. Just hours ago, 3 people were found dead after a crash over the weekend in Lake Pepin. Audrey Russo's at the live desk with more.
Good morning. When law enforcement responded to the 911 call just after 10:30 Saturday night, they say they found a crash strong enough to overturn a 27-foot pontoon carrying 6 people. They found 3 people clinging to it, and after a large-scale search operation in Lake Pepin, they discovered the bodies of the other 3 boaters last night. Now, law enforcement hasn't identified those 3 people yet, waiting to notify their families. But posts on social media indicate they may be connected to the Wabasha Fire Department. In the last 24 hours, the Wabasha Firemen's Relief Association updated their social media with a new picture, and the Wabasha Police Department shared it along with their condolences. Now, law enforcement says the pontoon had collided with a commercial barge.
You know, accidents do happen. Barges, people hit barges, not that often, you know, but they do have accidents. They're big, they're dark. You don't really see much, you know, and it's just one of those, you know, I can see it happening.
Neighbors obviously reeling from what they saw. Though this happened near the YMCA camp on Deer Island, officials say no one with the camp was involved. The cause of the crash is still under investigation. Back to you.
So horrible. Audrey, thanks. Well, right now, Minneapolis police are searching for suspects after a truck and food trailer with 3 people inside were stolen. Police say all of this started along Bloomington Avenue in the Powderhorn Park neighborhood Saturday when someone reported the truck and trailer stolen. Police say friends followed the stolen truck before a man and woman jumped from the moving trailer. Both were taken to the hospital. The truck and trailer were later involved in a crash with the car that was following them. That's where police found a 3rd victim at the scene. Police say the truck and trailer were recovered, but the suspects took off. No arrests have been made. We have brand new video and photos into the newsroom this morning of a house fire in Minnetonka over the weekend. It happened Saturday night right off of Lafayette Bay on Lake Minnetonka. Take a look at this drone footage showing the aftermath. You can see most of the roof is completely destroyed and covered in ash. Here's a closer look from the scene as flames were tearing through the home. Right now, it's still not clear what started the fire. We reached out to fire officials over the weekend, but have not heard back. We, of course, continue to follow this story and will bring you updates as soon as we learn them. We're live in our nation's capital this morning, just hours before senators return to D.C. with an uncertain agenda. Right now, Republicans are weighing their next steps after the sudden death of South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham. According to state law, South Carolina's governor can appoint a temporary replacement to fill the seat. Several names are being floated around this morning, including Congresswoman Nancy Mace. However, she says that she's not interested.
We can't afford to lose any seats in the House. I'm not pursuing it. I'm told that Joe Wilson's not pursuing it, that interim appointment, because we need every vote that we can have for the president in the House as it stands today.
Local leaders are also reacting to Graham's passing. In a statement on Facebook, Senator Amy Klobuchar called the South Carolina Republican a man who, quote, loved his work, his country, and his family. Graham passed away Saturday night after what his team calls a brief and sudden illness after a trip to Ukraine. NBC's Alice Barr has the latest from Washington, including the latest on what caused his death.
Hi there. Presidents, past and present, foreign leaders, and fellow colleagues are remembering Senator Lindsey Graham as one of the most influential lawmakers Capitol Hill has ever seen as they begin looking to who could replace him. This morning, colleagues on both sides of the aisle are honoring the life and legacy of South Carolina Republican Senator Lindsey Graham, who built his influence on bipartisan relationships and on 30 years of experience in the halls of Congress.
He started public service because he wanted to make sure that no one felt invisible.
No better friend, no tougher adversary.
On Saturday night, emergency responders rushed to the 71-year-old's Capitol Hill home.
EMS 6 responded to Engine 7 Medic 7 with cardiac arrest.
His office saying the preliminary medical examiner's report cited a tear in the main artery from the heart due to cardiovascular disease. President Trump said he spoke to the senator the night before he died. Initially a vocal Trump skeptic, Graham became one of the president's fiercest allies and a forceful advocate for his agenda.
The friendship grew. It just grew. And he was an amazing advocate.
Senator Graham had just returned from a trip to Kyiv, where he met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and announced a breakthrough in White House backing for a bipartisan Russia sanctions bill.
I've never been more optimistic than I am today that we have the formula to end this war.
Also a staunch supporter of Israel, Graham was a longtime foreign policy hawk, advocating an aggressive approach to adversaries. He served in the Air Force and as a military lawyer. His death now leaving a hole in the Senate and prompting questions about who will replace him. He was running for a 5th term in South Carolina, the state now preparing instead for a snap primary, with the governor to name a temporary replacement through the end of the year. Senate Republicans are already missing the vote of Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell, who was hospitalized a month ago. After weeks of speculation, his office released a photo and statement with McConnell saying he did not suffer a heart attack or a stroke, but that he fell, was briefly unconscious, then developed pneumonia, and is now regaining strength in a rehab facility. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
New video into the newsroom showing Iranian drone strikes hitting U.S. bases overnight. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps says it hit several critical air defense systems and command posts in Kuwait. Iranian officials say the attacks are in retaliation for the U.S. striking more than 130 targets across Iran over the weekend. Just today, oil prices rose more than 4%, nearly $75 a barrel. Now, despite that, gas prices did go down a bit this morning, but experts say if the war escalates, prices could go back up. Happening tonight, people will have a chance to weigh in on a proposed deal for a California company, Sutter Health, to acquire Allina Health. Minnesota's Attorney General Keith Ellison's office says that they want to hear from the community to weigh whether the deal violates the law. If the agreement moves forward, Allina would become Sutter Health's Upper Midwest division. It would still keep its name, brand, and regional headquarters. However, some Allina doctors say the deal could lead to rising costs and have a negative impact on patient care. Tonight's forum is at 6 p.m. This morning, we're learning more about an incredible discovery made during the major renovation project happening at the Basilica of St. Mary in Minneapolis. Take a look. Crews say while they were restoring the pews there, they discovered the names of people who made them back in 1914. Then on the ceiling underneath old paint from the 50s, intricate designs hidden for 70 years, now put on display.
I didn't even hope for it because I didn't think it was there. We are bringing back what the people saw in 1914 when they came here for the first Mass.
Looks gorgeous. The goal is to have all the work done by Easter of next year. It's going to be the public's first chance to see everything restored, including those uncovered designs. In today's Communities That Care, a Minnesota boy's wish comes true thanks to a local group turning a garden art store into a child's fantasy. Here's a look at how the power of giving is bringing families and friends closer in Marine on St. Croix.
Everybody's happy.
Jan Lynn knows how to make wishes come true.
Every July we do this. Is that a dragon?
Whoa, look at that.
In fact, for the last 15 Julys,
It's giving back joy where there is none.
she's helped grant a wish to a child in need.
See this one?
This one?
2-year-old Saint got his wish today. All the dragon-themed toys his little eyes could see, and a handmade castle built by his dad.
You want to look at him again?
Saint has neuroblastoma,
It means a lot right now, actually. Just that he's still here.
a sickness that accounts for 15% of all childhood cancer deaths.
With it being aggressive, he needed to stay in the hospital for like 2 months. It was a long road, challenging.
A road Jan is sadly familiar with.
Because Wishes and More did it for me once.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Their daughter Jenna had her wish granted before she passed away in 2008.
And ever since that, they had paid it forward.
How about this one? Do you want to cuddle with that one?
They're the most giving people, loving people, and they've grown stronger in their loss.
Luann and Mike, they're friends of nearly 3 decades, by their side, helping them grant wishes.
Whenever Jan calls, we come.
Yeah, we do.
So every July, until there are cures,
Oops, sorry, buddy.
they'll keep granting wishes. Charlotte Cicero, Kare 11 News, Scandia.
Let's take another look at the incredible playground built by his dad. It was funded by donations through Wishes and More. And Crabtree is at Garden Gate. Incredible. Jan tells us she owned the store for 25 years and people come in often to drop off checks so kids like Saint can get their wish. Love to see that. Hey, stick with us. More news and weather coming up after the break.